Have you ever experienced this? You were genuinely kind to someone, but all you got in return was hurt and disappointment. It's that frustrating feeling when your kindness becomes taken for granted, and you end up being seen as just a pushover. We all navigate through relationships in our lives, but sometimes we struggle to figure out how to protect ourselves while maintaining good connections with others. Being too kind makes us feel used, yet keeping too much distance leaves us lonely. How do we find balance in these complex emotions? Today, I want to share three principles based on Schopenhauer's insights and modern relationship psychology that will help you be valued by anyone you meet. Just knowing these principles can free you from unnecessary relationship fatigue and help you focus on truly meaningful connections. What are these principles? If you like today's topic, please take a moment to hit that like button. I'll keep bringing you great content to support your growth. First, treat yourself with value. Your kindness reflects your worth. Schopenhauer said this: people respect those who respect themselves. Those who belittle themselves will be belittled by others. This statement cuts to the heart of human relationships. We often sacrifice ourselves because we want to be liked by others or be seen as good people. But this kind of kindness can actually make others take us for granted, ultimately leading to a lack of respect. When we're unconditionally kind to someone and try to meet all their demands, they start seeing our kindness as a given. They might be grateful at first, but over time, it transforms from being kind to me into something they're supposed to do. Like a tree that gives endlessly, we keep giving, but the other person forgets the tree's very existence and only expects the fruit. This paradoxical situation is common in our society. Think about lending money to a friend or acquaintance, for example. At first, they desperately ask for help and express their gratitude. But as time goes by, the situation gradually changes. They don't return the money on the promised date and keep postponing it. Sometimes they even make you feel like you're the one chasing them for money. This happens because the kindness you offered has transformed into something they feel entitled to receive. Psychology experts also emphasize the importance of protecting your self-esteem and maintaining appropriate distance. You should keep your distance from people who drain your emotions. Your energy is limited. If you spend this energy indiscriminately, you'll eventually exhaust yourself and be left only with doubts about relationships. Casually giving away your precious heart and time is essentially lowering your own value. For example, there's someone who can never refuse requests and always handles other people's tasks for them. At first, people around them will be grateful. When they hear praise like, "You're the only one who can do this," or "You're the best," they feel pleased and want to do even more. But at some point, people start taking their help for granted. Words like, "Can you do this again?" or "You're good at this stuff anyway," no longer contain any gratitude or respect. In fact, if they dare to refuse, they might even face criticism like, "How could you do this to me?" or "Look at everything I've done for you." Eventually, they're so busy helping others that their own work gets neglected, and when they actually need help, no one extends a hand to them. Have you had experiences like this? If you don't value yourself, nobody else will value you either. If you treat your own time and energy carelessly, others will view your time and energy just as lightly. We need to break free from this obsession with how others see us and truly adopt an attitude of self-respect. Valuing yourself is the first step to earning respect and appreciation from others. So how can we treat ourselves with value and become someone who's respected by others? First, clarify your boundaries. Psychology emphasizes the importance of setting mental boundaries. You need to clearly recognize what you can and cannot do, what you can handle and what you can't, and practice communicating this to others gently but firmly. Try practicing polite refusals like, "I'm working on something else right now, so it's difficult for me to help," or "That's not really my area of expertise, so you might want to ask someone else." It might feel awkward or uncomfortable at first, but in the long run it will greatly help increase your value and create healthy relationships. This isn't selfish behavior, it's a smart strategy to protect yourself and earn respect from others. When you clearly set your limits and show that you'll maintain them, others will naturally understand that they can't treat you carelessly. Second, cherish your time and energy. You don't need to respond to every request. It's important to use your precious time and energy for things that are truly valuable to you, and for people who are truly important to you. Invest in yourself and focus on your own growth. When you do this, your value will naturally increase, and people around you will respect you more. Secure time for yourself through self-development or hobbies, and use the satisfaction and energy you gain from these to build better relationships. Remember that only when you're happy and satisfied can you positively influence others. Treating yourself with value isn't selfish. It's the most basic prerequisite for healthy relationships. Remember that when you show an attitude of caring for and respecting yourself, others will finally respect you too. This process sometimes requires courage, but ultimately it will make your life richer and more meaningful. Second, you don't need to be liked by everyone. Focus on your genuine relationships. Current trends in relationship psychology also highlight preferring a small number of intimate relationships and relieving relationship fatigue. The tendency to pursue deep relationships with a few real friends rather than superficial connections has grown stronger. Schopenhauer left us with these words: "He who is a friend to all is a friend to none." We often want to be seen as a good person by everyone. We try to meet everyone's expectations and want to get along well with everyone. But this is impossible and actually a shortcut to exhausting ourselves. Think about it. Being loved by everyone essentially means you're not specially loved by anyone. If you smile at everyone and agree with everyone's opinions, people won't know your true thoughts and values. Your authenticity becomes blurred, and you might end up losing your unique charm. This phenomenon is particularly evident in social life. We live relating to numerous people, coworkers, bosses, clients, but trying too hard to make a positive impression on all of them makes us lose our own color. If you become a yes man who agrees with everyone's opinions and accepts all requests, your presence fades, and you might not be recognized as important to anyone. As psychology emphasizes, it's important to recognize that not everyone has the same standards and values. Just as you shouldn't impose your standards on others, you don't need to conform to everyone else's standards either. Acknowledging and respecting different values is the basic premise of healthy relationships, but that doesn't mean you should sacrifice your own values to accommodate others. For example, when a new project starts at work, it's nearly impossible to come up with an idea that satisfies all team members. Some want innovation, some seek stability, and others try to achieve maximum results with minimum effort. If you try to accommodate everyone's opinions at this point, you'll end up going nowhere and just floundering around. And ultimately, you might be criticized for not satisfying anyone. You might hear things like, "Why are you so wishy-washy?" Or, in the end, "You couldn't do anything." In fact, presenting your opinion persuasively with your own firm beliefs and direction often produces better results. Trying to be everyone's friend ultimately leaves no deep impression on anyone and only exhausts you. What's important is finding the wisdom to harmonize with others without losing yourself. So how can we break free from the pressure of trying to be liked by everyone and focus on truly important relationships? First, clarify your values and standards. Define for yourself what you consider important and what kind of people you want to have relationships with. Then invest your time and energy in relationships with people who match those standards. Rather than trying to please everyone, it's important to focus on people who understand and respect your values. Psychology also emphasizes respecting values. Immerse yourself in relationships that respect your values. You should focus on strengthening bonds with people who truly support and encourage you, rather than wasting your time and effort. These relationships will provide you with emotional stability and become a great source of strength during difficult times. Second, practice selection and focus in relationships. Your life needs a small number of people who truly care for you and understand you. Give these people your time and heart generously. On the other hand, you need to practice boldly organizing or distancing yourself from relationships that exhaust you and drain your emotions. Remember this advice. You need to protect yourself by gently warning and moving away, silently keeping your distance, or firmly drawing a line. This isn't about being selfish, it's a wise choice for your mental health and quality of life. Don't scatter your precious energy to everyone. Focus on relationships that are truly meaningful to you. You don't need to be liked by everyone. Building deep relationships with a small number of people who understand and respect you is far more important. Through these people, you can find true satisfaction and happiness. Third, don't easily show your true self. Appropriate distance will protect you. Have you had this experience? You opened up too quickly and showed everything about yourself, only to be disappointed or hurt afterward. Schopenhauer compared the importance of appropriate distance in relationships to the hedgehog's dilemma. In cold winter, hedgehogs try to huddle together to share body heat, but their spines prick each other. If they get too close, it hurts. If they move too far apart, they feel like they'll freeze to death. Similarly, in human relationships, getting too close can hurt us, and being too distant makes us lonely. The key is maintaining appropriate distance. This doesn't simply mean maintaining superficial relationships. It's a wise way to adjust the depth of relationships and protect your inner self. We often reveal our deep thoughts and weaknesses too easily, either because we want to deepen relationships quickly or because we want to show trust to the other person. But not everyone will understand and respect our true feelings. In fact, some people might use your weaknesses to dominate or control you. We must face the harsh reality that your honesty can sometimes become a weapon that's turned against you. Psychology discusses the importance of setting mental boundaries and value judgment as ways to deal with rude people. You should judge the value you get from a relationship and consider how important it is to maintain that value. Easily showing your true self to just anyone might be an act that undermines your precious value. For example, let's say you confided too deeply about your personal worries or family circumstances to a coworker. At first, that coworker might seem to genuinely listen and empathize with your story. But when time passes and the relationship becomes distant or you're placed in a competitive situation, that coworker might spread the weaknesses and concerns you confided or even use them to attack you. Gossip like, "I guess that's because their family situation is complicated," or "they messed up their work because of personal issues back then too," can destroy your credibility and seriously damage your reputation. You must always keep in mind that even if you shared something with good intentions, the other person might interpret it differently or exploit it. Human relationships are full of unpredictable variables, and we shouldn't overlook the reality that today's friend could become tomorrow's enemy. Carelessly exposing your most vulnerable parts is like putting yourself in danger. So how can we protect our true selves while maintaining healthy relationships? First, give trust only after it's been verified. Schopenhauer said, "Don't believe what people say. Believe what they do." People can change their words, but actions don't lie. No matter how nice someone's words are, you must judge their sincerity through their actions. It's important to continuously observe whether their words and actions match and whether they maintain consistency. Take time to observe the other person, fully understand what kind of person they are, and then gradually show your true self. Not revealing everything too hastily is the wisest way to protect yourself. Trust is like a tower built slowly. Don't try to give too much at once. You need a process of gradually building trust. Second, maintain appropriate distance in all relationships. You don't need to become close friends with everyone. Various relationships exist in your life, and it's important to set appropriate distance for each relationship. Adjust by interacting lightly in some relationships and having slightly deeper conversations in others. Show your deep inner self only to the small number of people who respect your life and cherish your true feelings. In the rest of your relationships, always maintain appropriate distance and use the wisdom of not easily revealing your weaknesses. This is like not giving the key to your treasure chest to just anyone. Your inner self is like a treasure, and you only need to show its brilliance to people who can truly cherish it. Your true self is the most precious thing to you. Not showing this easily to everyone, but cherishing it only for people who truly understand and respect. You is the key to raising your value and creating relationships where you won't get hurt. This attitude not only makes you appear mysterious and attractive, but also safely protects your inner self from external negative influences. Ultimately, the secret to being valued by anyone you meet starts with valuing yourself. Knowing your worth, protecting your boundaries, and using your time and energy preciously. And acknowledging that you don't need to be liked by everyone and focusing on genuine relationships. Finally, you need the wisdom to protect yourself by not easily revealing your true self and maintaining appropriate distance. People don't change easily, but we can change how we interact with people. This small change can become a great force that completely transforms your relationships. I sincerely hope that the 3 principles I've shared today bring positive changes to your life. I'm rooting for your life to be filled with stronger, happier relationships. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video with more wisdom.